Hello, everyone. Kim and Terrie here.
Hi.
And today, on a day that the energy feels not so easy, we wanted to talk about how you keep your cool when you have to face others who are feeling the same energies and maybe don't know how to keep their cool, or other situations how maybe you just how to stay cool when it's 101 degrees outside, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
I don't have that over here, but
cool, energetic. So one thing that I learned from my mama was to follow the peace. So following the peace, following the energy of the peace, and
right.
looking at like what naturally, like, I have a tendency to do when I'm not conscious, and what most of the world has a tendency to do is to freak the out when things don't go your way, or when things get a little shaken up, or when things hit you kind of out of nowhere. But to follow the peace, it's so counter to what we want to do, and there's probably a few reasons for that, but it's the most authentic thing that we can actually do. So,
well, don't we all like have our own little guidance system anyway, right? We've talked about this before, like sort of tapping into those energies and allowing it to allowing yourself to center and come back to that peace space. It's really sort of just like that, isn't it?
Like it's kind of like your home.
It's kind of like your home frequency.
Yeah.
Like your home frequency. Right, exactly. Oh my God. I think people practice this and don't even really realize they're practicing this. It's kind of, you stumble on it, I guess, just by trial and error. I think that's what happened. You get some, and yeah, the energetics today are just a little cray.
Well, and stumbled on it because, like, let's be real. My life growing up with you, not because of you, but just because of life.
Yeah, exactly.
Childhood with my 3 other siblings was chaos, right? And so somehow you always managed to keep your cool, and so even way back when, you were following the peace as much as you could, which is probably the only way you survived, or any of us survived.
Well, I mean, having an optimistic outlook on things, even in the biggest ton of shit in front of us, right? And like, yeah, it was like
warriors for peace.
almost like a moment to moment type of a thing sometimes. Like all you're trying to do when life gets so cray, for whatever reason, whatever's going on, whatever that part of your journey means, you have to figure out a way to survive. You have to. And I had 4 little babies too that I was looking after. So I had to make sure that I was set and stable so that I could buffer the impact, even though you were definitely feeling the energies and definitely feeling things that were happening and going on. But you can even break it down to like the next, so forget about long term, forget about looking at like, oh my God, what's going to happen in a year or 6 months or whatever. No, you got to break that bad boy down to the next second sometime. Next second, right? So you're just taking it, what's that out of whatever I'm looking at, what's that next highest? Okay, even if it's low, what's that next highest I can reach for? Where's the peace? Is it here or is it here? And even if it's just that much of a difference, you can barely even see it, but you can feel it. You do that.
Well,
that's it.
If our reality is an expression of energy, and we are making choices in every moment as to what energy we're going to
And
into, and what
doesn't it change from moment to moment too, your trajectory?
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. So that's a whole greater subject.
Other subject. I know.
But if like, one of the greatest things I think we can do, and I learned this from you growing up, and while it still took me actually implementing it, really understanding it and getting it as an adult, following the peace is the best thing you can do for your body, for those around you. Because if, like, for example, if someone is coming at you like they would normally come at you, which is not necessarily a good way, right? And you do what the natural energetic inclination is, which just react, and instead get into your home energy. This reacting wouldn't feel good, right? Reacting it wouldn't make me feel better. Getting into my own energy would probably make the entire situation better, let alone, like, not just like make me feel better. Because I keep my cool, and then maybe sit in that. And what's the peace? Why not look at the best possible outcome? And that could be peace, even if it's just like, let me just breathe for a second. But like,
Exactly.
instead of like, even in people's like mind space, when they like, this is what the brain does, right? It will just go into worst possible outcomes, or trying to figure shit out. Always. But that's not peace.
But you know why it does that, don't you?
Yes.
Why does your brain? Yeah. Okay. Another.
I mean, it protect you. Like, don't get your hopes up. Let's keep you in your
exactly.
But
don't do that. Don't go there, because
because let's keep you small. That's safe. That's survival. But if we are, even if it's just staying put and not reacting and not even responding and not moving, just keeping quiet, or walking away, or not letting your mind go ape,
right,
like, and go and create all of these potential outcomes that are probably not even going to happen unless you continue to do that. And then, yes, of course, you're going to manifest the reality that you're creating. But why not even just, if you're going to think about anything, think about what if? Why can't we think, what if the most amazing thing came out of this? Which, I'll tell you, the universe always meets you exactly where you are, and is going to surprise you with beauty and magic, even when it looks like crap.
Yeah, and think about this too.
Even if it's a learning experience, and it doesn't feel good in that moment, the universe is always helping us along.
Oh, I know. And I mean, this is one of the reasons why there's no accidents or coincidences, air quotes, right? Exactly. And I mean, when you were talking, it just sort of popped up that you're talking about the brain, and you're talking about the rationalization, and you're talking about, and then this whole thing we're talking about following the peace, right? So I'm sure anybody can come up with some example of, like, I'm thinking of a few of them right now. Like, basically your brain overrides what that your inner is saying, right? So you do that. You say, oh, I think this is better if I don't do that, right? If I don't invest that money, if I don't, go hang out with this crowd, if I don't buy that expensive whatever, right? So your piece is like, you're good, just stay here, just don't do it. Then your brain and your desire goes, no, but I want that. Okay, like, no, I really want to just do that. Okay, I really just want to get
a question. Oh, sorry.
And then keep following that through, right? Okay, so then you override the piece that says, no, you're good right here. Because you have choice, right? So you override that bad boy. And you go do what you really felt like you probably shouldn't do, right? Or you probably shouldn't buy, or you probably shouldn't whatever, right?
You really shouldn't scream at someone.
And then you can look back, like, sometimes the day after, sometimes the second after, sometimes a year after, sometimes 20 years later. And you can like glance back and you go, wow, if I would have just not, different situation. But, you know, so anyway, that's just one like silly little, you can override it.
Yeah.
You can override it. You don't have to do it. But if you get into that place of surrender and just follow that piece, no matter what, it's your truth. It's your inner guidance. You are not going to get screwed.
Well, and then, like we ask the question, why is there such a program in our minds?
Go there.
It's not our authentic being, our authentic self, our truth, the truth,
Yeah,
the peace,
exactly.
always trying to scream at us. But the program, society, how everything is set up will say, don't listen to what's going on inside of you. Don't listen to that pain. Don't listen to that ache, that heart issue or what, like, I mean, I'm not saying don't go seek help.
No, of course not.
Our bodies are constantly speaking to us and giving us hints at what the truth is. Emotions alone are our biggest, greatest, most beautiful messengers. And we don't listen to them because society, the program that we exist within, and that has been embedded in us for generations and generations, is telling us to use our mind, which is way more susceptible to outside
manipulation
and programming than our authentics, our hearts, our authentic beingness is far less susceptible, but we had shoved it. So yeah, it's basically what is probably what in my experience has been the highest and best is to find out what you are trying to tell yourself, what your higher self, not your mind self, your higher self is trying to tell you, or your body is trying to tell you, because it never lies. And
right
into that and trust it. Don't trust what everything external with a 3D reality has programmed us. And I'm not saying it's bad, it's all that. I'm just, in general, we have been programmed to follow.
Exactly. And, you know, I'm sure there's...
Which is fear, which is lack, which is everything but the peace. Because if we were in peace, we wouldn't need to go and work 24/7. We wouldn't have to like be in the rat race. We wouldn't need to buy all these things. We wouldn't need to worry about what the world thinks of us. If we were in our authentic selves, we wouldn't fucking care.
Right.
But we're told otherwise.
Right. And even break it down just to meeting someone, right? And you're something inside you pulls back, like the energetically, you know, you can't put your finger on it. They seem perfectly fine, but what's going on? Like, what is that creates? And if you're really paying attention to it, you'll move and you'll get out of that space and move on, right? But then you've got the dictates, which basically say, you know, you should be sitting here talking to this person. You should give them a chance. You should do this, do that. And in that moment.
Who's the god of should?
Okay. just say.
I know. I'm poking fun at.
Exactly. Like I have, and you should actually. You should.
You might want to consider.
Use the should. Okay, go ahead, use it. And the other thing too, which is like incredibly, I'm just thinking about it because I've been in the sales industry for a long time, new construction, housing, all that kind of stuff. And basically what helped me, where I far surpassed so many of the others, I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying it worked. What worked was you have to go in authentically, because those beautiful people that you're facilitating and you're helping, your clients that are sitting in front of you, right? This is just a small example. You can't fake it because they can pick up the energy that's coming off of you. So if you have certain things coming out of your mouth and it doesn't match up to your authenticity and your intent, they're going to know. right? So just the same way, just the same exact way as we just talked about it right then. Like you come into a space and you can feel the energy, the intent of another being. If you're tapped in, you can do it. And even if you're not, you still can.
Yeah, well,
you still can.
When you're talking about like people who are buying a home, like in real estate, like building their home, that is an emotional purchase.
Absolutely.
So they are not intending to be, but by default, they're tapped into their emotional body, which is, the body never lies. It knows the energy regardless, right?
Absolutely.
And if you have any doubt in whatever you're saying, you're trying to help them to move forward with this life dream of building their home.
Right.
If you're not completely 100% confident and authentic in everything you're saying, because they're in the emotional space, they're going to feel that.
And you know, they're going to know whether they can trust you or not trust you within seconds of meeting.
They're following their piece and they don't even know it.
Absolutely right. It's amazing.
And you can follow your piece, and like you were saying, like with somebody, it could just be like that person just doesn't resonate with your energy. Like it doesn't have to be anything bad either.
No, I wasn't saying
you're
that.
Constantly, like I always say, the universe is always like putting people in front of us who should.
Thank you for clarifying that.
And like, and the synchronicity, nothing is by accident. The synchronicity is like that, and so it can work both ways. You're like, well, why was I so drawn to this person? And then who knows, later it could have been like this incredible like business partnership, or whatever. It could have been anything.
Well, and at different phases of your life too, in whatever part of your journey you're in, something that didn't energetically match or wasn't an energetic match, even an individual or a group of individuals, that can shift because everything's changing moment to moment, right?
I mean, how many I've fallen out of many.
It's great. And maybe picked back up some because they've come with you or whatever,
And so we, like, basically, to just put it simply, in all of this, we're following the piece or not following the piece. But the piece, as you've taught me, and that I've learned through my own experience because of what you've taught me, is the shortcut to making life flow.
It really is.
Easier.
It really is. And I
really abundantly.
Oh my God, I bucked the system for so long, like so long. I said, nah, no. And then it was like, yes, follow it. Because you trial and error, like you learned, right?
Next moment. I mean, you guys, all we have to do is just ask this one question. Like, as long as we're conscious when we're in a situation, when we're in any even if it's like, do I want to right now, or do I want to go for a walk, or do I want to do some yoga, or do I want to go run? Like, what is your peace what are you most peaceful or most abundant about? That's your answer. We should, do I want to work today, or do I want to not? I don't. Well, that's your mental health. That's like your health. Maybe you shouldn't go to work that day. I mean, so I think that to simplify, and I don't know where we are in time, but I think it's so beautiful. It's such an easy thing to just follow. Like, just follow your peace. Ask yourself in every moment, what is my highest peace in this situation?
And sometimes
it doesn't have to be amazing. It can just be anything.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it can be in the next second. Sometimes there's so much going on inside of you, especially in these times we're living right now. You just feel so inundated. And today has been a challenging day for sure. No question. Sometimes it's just as simple as in really tasting your smoothie, or shifting your position in your seat, or putting on music that will uplift you. I mean, just even those choices in those seconds will bring you to another place. And you're getting yourself, you're taking care of you, and you're honoring what your highest and best is in that moment, even if there's not much to pick. And I get that too.
And in society right now, with all the shit,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, there's
exactly.
challenges.
Just reach for that, even if it's just grounding yourself in your body with just one small little thing or one. I did it today with my smoothie. It's just like I'm gonna enjoy this one sip, okay, of this smoothie. That's what I want right now, and that's what I'm gonna do. So, but it makes you feel just a little bit better, you know, like you're just even water, sipping good water, you know, like anything, right?
And blessing your water. Bless your water.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Oh yeah, the source.
Water. So we could go on forever about this.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I think, I think that this is a great like kind of closing up point. But this will lead into, because these are like things that we can do to start on a more easy level. But then what it does is it really helps you to tap into your truth, right? Because then you're learning what you are trying to tell yourself, like what your highest and best, like what your highest self is trying to tell yourself. And so I think definitely another subject, another conversation, but it's like the first most impactful, I think, step to really getting to know your own guidance.
And in the beginning, you might have to think about it for a second, right? You just stop. You're like mindful of it. You think about it. You're like really kind of feel it. You're getting in touch with your inner, right? Who you are at the core. And that's okay. Stop and think. And if you forget, that's okay too, right? But just begin to be mindful. It will absolutely help you. Absolutely has done it. And then there's sometimes we forget too, right? And then sometimes it takes us a little while to get back to, all right, where was the piece? I missed it. This next one.
Our human bodies.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no judgment. We don't judge ourselves.
None.
We judge each other. No.
None.
Yeah.
I
love it.
Very cool.
The rest of my day, this is a gentle reminder. The rest of my day is going to be full of peaceful decisions.
Follow the peace.
Yes. Sending you all much love and peace.
So much.
This day, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.